This is a big old half-draft mare that worries a lot. And she don't need to, but she doesn't know that. I got a few rides on her, and she has a tendency to blow up. So the trainer where she was at wasn't quite sure if the horse would ever be solid enough. And so the trainer told the owner, and the owner didn't want to give up on her. So we're going to take a run at her. One thing that she did say was she was really afraid of flags, and she had a tendency to just kind of lose her mind. So she goes from stuck in the ground to Mach 1. She did say, the owner said, she wants this horse to where it will tolerate ropes around its feet. So I'm going to show you how I do that today. Left and right. And every time that she gets to stand still, I've been incorporating this flag. The flag is a big part of her rewards. So I don't chase her with this flag. So maybe if she was being chased with the flag, it's contributing to the problem. Now, I've got this horse where I can throw that string around its feet and it'll stand still. I've got this horse where I can rub its feet and it'll stand still. Lots of pets. So, it's not going to freak her out if something's touching her feet. But every time that she shows a little concern about this flag, like right there, I'm going to pet her. Because I don't think it's a physical problem as much as it is a mental problem or emotional problem. She's just decided that the flag is more than she can bear, especially if it surprises her. So every time I move her feet, I flag her just a little bit. Now I'm going to show you how I introduce the leg rope. No gloves. And the reason that I said no gloves is if you're wearing gloves when you're working with a rope, you have a tendency to pull too hard. And I don't want to hurt this horse. If I'm working with a leg rope and I'm getting my hands burned, that means that I'm holding on to that rope trying to make it happen. And I don't want to make it happen. I want to allow it to happen. This is just an old piece of junk rope You can get it at the hardware store. But if you think you're Superman, it will burn you clear to the bone. So that's why I use it when I'm teaching the leg, just to make damn sure that I'm not bearing down and trying to make that foot stand still. It's not like Roy Rogers. This is my emergency brake. I'm going to move this foot and I'm going to pat her. Don't get tangled up in this stuff. I'm trying not to pull on her head. Move her foot. Pick up, set it down. Pick up, set it down. Constantly. Don't get tangled up in these ropes. You'll get drugged. I'm going to pull that foot, set it down, and let go. Pull this foot. Pull this foot. I'm just holding. I'm just holding right here. When she steps that foot forward, I try to put the toe on the ground. There. Better. Lots of pets. Now I'm going to back her up with the halter. I'm just doing that so you can see it on the camera. Tighten that rope. There, release. 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 Good enough. Now, I'm going to pick up with this rope. Hold that hoof capsule and take it off. And pet her. When you're working with the feet, if you turn the feet into a bad thing, they'll probably be bad about their feet their whole life. She's not allowed to leave, so I backed her up a step. I'm going to pet her again. There we go. Don't get tangled up in these ropes. You will get drugged. Especially if they freak out. That's why I spend so much time rubbing their legs and handling their mind a little bit, is so that I know that if this touches their legs, they're not going to freak out. If I wasn't doing this on the camera, I would do it without this lead rope on. This lead rope is your emergency brake. If you have to go to this lead rope, you drop this leg rope. It'll turn into quite the storm if you don't. Now I'm going to back her into that again and pull that tight. All that is a rope with a ring tied to the end of it. And once again, I set the rope around that leg. I didn't just rope it. I'm trying to make this as easy for her to understand as I possibly can. But if you can get this done, I got a little pressure on that foot. When it steps forward, I take it off, but it has to step forward like that. Then I pet her. She did good. This could stop her from getting her leg cut off in the wire too, but all it really is you're working with her mind, getting her to trust us more, and at the same time you're handling those feet. There's a little bit of pressure on that, but I'm not bearing down and pulling it. I'm gonna wait for that foot to step forward. I'm kind of wiggling it here and irritating her. I'm not pulling on this rope. And I'm not walking backwards. If you've got them broke the lead and every time you put pressure on them you back up, you're drawing them to you. So that's a false sense of accomplishment. I want this foot to move. Just this foot. And I don't want to do it because I drew her into me. If you set the toe on the ground, they're thinking forward. If the heel goes on the ground, they're thinking back up. There. Release. Better. That little bit of a stomp right there could have been a fly, but it also could be anxiety. Toe on the ground, hold. Toe on the ground, hold. She's out of balance. She stepped forward, I took that pressure off. Toe on the ground, hold. I'm gonna pull her just a little bit more. There, she's out of balance. She stepped up and got balanced. She gets a pet for that. Bring that foot over here. Release. Release. She's out of balance right now. There. Release. She's out of balance a little bit. There. There. Better. And if you keep fooling around with that, you'll get it figured out. But it helps you in a lot of ways, in ways that you don't even understand. It helps you develop feel. It helps you develop trust. If you can get this little horse to control its emotions and follow the feel that's presented, then you're going to be successful with this little deal. Now this is just the front feet. Is that you out there, Andrea? My wife's getting ready to ride, so we'll do the back feet another time. But that ought to get you started. No.